Na. Nische, Alter. Da habe ich mich ja was Tolles ausgesucht. Was? Boah. Was ist das hier?
Hi, my name is Thomas Grip, and I'm one of the co-founders of Frictional Games. I worked with engine code, gameplay code, design, and many other things for Amnesia. In my commentaries, I will mainly focus on the design behind the different parts of the game. I hope you'll enjoy them.
Kroaticus. Irgendwo habe ich eine Tür aufgemacht, glaube ich. Alter, ich sehe nichts. Was mal die Sprint-Taste? Das drücken. Springen. Das ist das. Touchpad liegt da, okay. Das ist Sprinten. Niemals. Ich hab das. Ach, Bruder. Wieso sind die Teile da?
The name of this level is Rainy Hall, and it's supposed to be a combination of atmosphere setter and tutorial for the player. We wanted the player to start the game in a slow way so they could settle in and get used to how the game works. Amnesia is not a game with constant action happening all the time, and we wanted to have a constrained map where the player gets used to this. The only thing you need to do is to follow the track and get to the end of the level. Also, following tracks is something that becomes very useful in later levels, so we try to teach players this from the start.
Nicht schlecht. Oh. Cool. Die Tür ist sich geöffnet. Okay, für Kerzen, nicht schlecht. Du bleibst offen. Was haben wir denn hier so schönes? Eine weiße Jacke. Alter, ich sehe Scheiße. Bin ich im Kreis gelaufen? Boah, ist das dunkel, ich sehe gar nichts, Alter. Als wenn das hier irgendwo eine Tür ist. Na, ich muss mal kurz ein bisschen die Helligkeit hochdrehen. Minimal. Muss ich mich schon aufheben. Wo ist das Teil mit der Kerze? Na scheiß drauf, mach ich das mal an. Hilft mir sehr viel weiter. Oh, das ist ja gut. So, die geht nach innen auf. Die gehen einfach nach innen auf. Aber ja, das Geile ist, am Amnesia kann man einen Stuhl hier benutzen. Ich nehme den Stuhl mit. Diese Scheißstatue. Okay. Das ist erstmal lieber nichts. Steine. Das hier ist die Rainy Hall, ne? Ja. Hier war das hier. Boah, ist das dunkel hier, Alter. Ich sehe ja nicht mal den Boden. Oh fuck. Ich hab grad Schritte gehört. Oh shit. Oh shit. Warum? Wo ist das? Scheiße. Das ist so. Nein, ist da. Nein! Die Kamera bewegt sich automatisch. Nein! Oh no no no! Don't do it! Oh shit. Genau, Dicker. Genau, Dicker. Nichts drin? Schade. Shit. Ja, bleib geschlossen. Keine Lust auf dich. Die alten Archive. Wenn man nach Canterbury will, muss man Dover durchqueren. Er nahm sich einen Besuch vor, und sein schlechtes Gewissen gegenüber der vernachlässigten Familie zu beruhigen. Okay.
This is one of the first level that we created for the game, and it was initially part of the archives level, which we will reach in a bit. Amnesia started out with a pretty different design, and when we redesigned it, the maps did not fit. This caused us to split them up and scatter them out. So in the first design, after this corridor, the archives level was supposed to follow, and the room lying there now was built much later. In fact, the first designs did not have Daniel waking up with an amnesia at all, and it was actually added later on. In the first story draft, Daniel still had hidden memories, but he was unaware of this at the start of the story. However, as we redesigned things, we found the waking up with amnesia thingy, although a bit cliché, much more fitting.
Ja, interessant. Was ist das erste hier? Fuck off. Nix hier, ne? Wie sieht's damit aus? Leichte Kopfschmerzen, ne? Das sieht nicht gut aus. Und das hier, das Journal. Hat da was drin? Nee. Mementos? Auch nicht. Oder? Nee. Okay. Oh mein Gott. Ich will nicht mehr. Oh shit, Mann. Ist hier nichts mehr? Was knabbert denn hier so rum? Oh no no. Nimm das. Okay, perfekt. Das ist aber die Lampe.
The editors themselves went through a lot of design changes during the development. Not that many in visual appeal as in internal stuff, like data structures and handling. This happened mostly because at the beginning we only knew the basic stuff that needed to be in them, and as they grew in features and functionality, they started to kind of fall apart, mostly due to my big lack of previous experience in projects like this. Right now, aloud, what the hell still sounds in my head when I look at some parts of the code, but I am still proud of them. They can also get a bit buggy at times, but hopefully this won't happen again in the future, and I already got some nice ideas for the next iteration of the tools. Hi there, my name is Luis Rodero. I'm mostly the tool programmer, level scripter at times, and perhaps the main reason why the rest of the core team at fictional games is pretty much forced to speak English at our internal meeting, as I am the only non-Swede here. Now, what a Spaniard is doing with a bunch of Swedish guys is a whole different story with what we're discussing today. By the way, I will be talking mostly about tools and scripting. Hope you like it.
Verstehe. Nein, hör auf, böse. Pfui. Pfui. Aha. Dahinter ist nichts. Also ich kann die Dinger gleich an. Und die Lampe ist aus. Hält nicht sehr lange. Sparen. Gibt was zu lesen.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Okay, und jetzt nochmal neu lesen. Ist hier. Notizen? Ja. Ich wünschte, ich könnte fragen, an wie viel du dich erinnerst. Ich weiß nicht, ob noch irgendetwas übrig bleiben wird, nachdem ich diesen Trank zu mir genommen habe. Hab keine Angst, Daniel. Ich kann dir nicht sagen, warum, aber du solltest eines wissen. Ich habe beschlossen zu vergessen. Versuche dich an diese Tatsache zu gewöhnen und stark zu sein. Es hat einen Grund. Du bist mein letzter Versuch, alles wieder in Ordnung zu bringen. So Gott will, löst der Name Alexander von Brennenburg noch immer bittere Wut in dir aus. Wenn nicht, muss das hier schrecklich klingen. Geh zum inneren Heiligtum, finde Alexander und töte ihn. Oh, sein Körper ist alt und schwach, deiner ist jung und stark. Er wird leicht für dich zu schlagen sein. Noch etwas, ein Schatten verfolgt dich. Es ist ein lebender Albtraum und zerstört die Realität. Ich habe alles versucht und es gibt keine Möglichkeiten, ihn zu bekämpfen. Du musst ihn entkommen, solange du kannst. Erlöse uns beide, Daniel. Steig hinab in die Dunkelheit, wo Alexander wartet, und ermorde ihn. Dein früheres Ich, Daniel. Ja, was ich hier zu sagen?
Hello everyone, my name is Mikael and I'm the writer for Amnesia the Dark Decent.
Okay, das ist der Writer, der Typ, der die... Einmal weg hier. Typ, der die Notizen hinterlässt.
I think we can all feel the story kick-starting as we finish the letter from Daniel. The game itself is just filled with confusion, and I think we're really doing the player a service keeping it simple in the beginning. Basically try to take your revenge on Alexander, that is the premise of the game. You don't really need to dive any deeper than that, but hoping that the player will care about the story, they have the entire game in front of them to decide if they think killing Alexander is justified or not.
Verstehe. Naja, habe ich einen Schalter also. Ach, Jesus. Bewege den rechten Stick in die gewünschte Hä? Nach unten. Gib doch. Was? Er fiel auf den Küchenboden. Tränen liefen ihm über das Gesicht, als er den ersten Tritt in seinen Bauch spürte. Hazel versteckt sich aus Angst, bestraft zu werden. Teil 2. Hier so viele Textsachen. Oh, da oben auch.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
Cool. Ich glaube, jetzt wird man gerade die Dinger hier anhören. Aber Cutscenes, why not?
Hello, my name is Mark Nikander. I'm a 3D artist and level creator at Fictional Games. I started out as a helper during Penumbra Overture, and I was finally hired as a full-time artist in the later part of Penumbra Black Plague.
hat bei Penumbra mitgemacht. Irre.
The entrance hall was first shown in our first gameplay trailer, and while the layout hasn't changed much, the details certainly have. We build our levels from sets of pieces, in this case, the custom-based set. While the carefully planned set pieces made level building very easy, the levels became very similar and we had to make special pieces to the levels. Now, 1.5 years later, the special pieces make up about half of the pieces in the custom-based set, and we made changes to incorporate these objects into the earlier levels. An example of this can be seen if you compare the hole in the roof now with the one from the first trailer. The new roof was made in the middle of the project when you built level 9 back hall. A special version was made to give the roof hole in the entrance hall more depth and detail.
Kenne deine Dateien.
Scattered throughout the game, you can see some signs written in Latin. The reason for using it is that it was considered a language of culture and science, as most scientific and philosophy authors wrote their works and treatises in it. As we are dealing with a castle dwelled by a pretty smart guy that has been around since the Renaissance period, Latin all around the place was something we should expect. Being the only guy in the team that had a direct contact with Latin, in high school to be more precise, well, it was kind of logical that any translation to be done would have my name on it. Translating stuff into Latin was kind of strange and fun task to do. At first I had a classic Latin dictionary, so if I had to translate any modern term, I would have to track its etymology down to the Latin equivalent, or look for a synonym or similar expression that had a direct translation. Then I had the luck to come across some dictionary for modern stuff online that addressed most of this stuff for a huge lot of terms, so it couldn't have come in a better time. Some days I would have Sebastian dropping a list of 9 or so entries to be translated, and before finding this dictionary, it was quite a lot of work. On a side note, we even had a choose your Latin poll on a couple entries, just to pick the one that sounded better for everyone. Results were pretty unanimous, by the way. For some final words on this, I must confess that, while I was pretty good at this in high school, that was like 15 years ago, so right now I'm not 100% sure translations are correct at all, but I took the time to make them at least plausible, so my apologies go in advance to any Latin guru up there playing the game, as I myself get on the verge of losing my temper when I see stuff like this obviously made up.
Okay, kann ich verstehen auf jeden Fall. Ich meine, das steht ja hier auf Latein. Cella Vinara. Binaria meinte ich, ja, auf jeden Fall. Macht es auf jeden Fall besser, als wenn da jetzt einfach Weinkeller stehen würde, oder nicht? Auf jeden Fall schon. Laboratorium, Labor, das hätte man sich denken können, ganz leicht. Oh, check mal, ich glaub, da oben. Oh mein Gott, Alter. Puh. Alter. Was? Das lässt sich nicht bewegen. Das ist klar. A whole new toolset.
If you haven't followed our development blog back when it started, you might have missed one of the biggest changes in our production pipeline. 2 years back, we started a toolset side project to ease and speed up the creation of content for the game. I'd say the level editor, which is what we, or more specifically Jens, Mark and Marcus, have used to build all the halls and corridors you are walking through right now, is the big start of the pack. Its workings in a nutshell, while all the models and assets are actually made in software like Maya or Blender, everything geometry-wise in the levels is put together in it. Then lighting and sweet details like decals and fog are added in. While this approach might sound simple, really nice stuff can come out from it, as you can see in the game.
Tabularium, die Archive. Ups. Hey, Stein. Weg. Also die wollten, dass wir hier runtergehen. So schaue ich erstmal noch da hinten um. Was zum Einsammeln hier? immer so ein Zischen. I don't like it. Was steht denn da drauf? Fabrica Liquatoria. Die Raffinerie. Okay. Und so ein komischer Schleim. Schau ich uns gleich. Schau ich gleich mal.
This is one of the many hub levels in the game. And this is a design concept that we started out with in Penumbra. The idea is to give the player some freedom on where to go, but at the same time give a clear objective. In this level, the slime obstacle is a thing that the player needs to get past, and all other levels then have things needed to do so. The slime itself is one of the few puzzles left from the initial designs, and the one I'm probably the least proud of. Now that slime appears all around, it feels a bit forced that you need to have a potion on the slime. Many testers also complained that they wanted other options in getting rid of the slime, like burning it. However, creating a potion is the central theme for this hub, so we had to let it be. I don't think it's that bad, but we probably could have redesigned it if we had time.
Das niederzubrennen wäre einfach viel leichter, als sich jetzt einfach so einen Trank herzustellen. So, jetzt nochmal das Memento an. Eine Art organisches Gewebe blockiert den Weg zur Raffinerie. Kann es aufgelöst werden? Natürlich kann es aufgelöst werden. Kann ich das dann mitnehmen? Ja. Steinus Maximus. Fledermäuse. Da habe ich schon ein paar Wege, wo wir lang gehen könnten. Da unten die zwei. Und das hier da vorne. Ob man da hinten lang gehen kann, das weiß ich jetzt nicht. Ich habe hingeschaut. Aber Laboratorium. Laboratorium vor allem. Ein Tubularium. Da könnte man mal reinchecken. Hä? Was ist das hier? Gut, Leute. In der nächsten Folge sehen wir uns bei den Archiven. Also, wieder schauen und reingehauen.